Today we're at Neely Henry Lake in North Alabama for the 1992 Wrangler BASS Federation Championship. These 48 Bassmasters are the cream of the crop from the Federation's 33,000 members. Although they're competing here as amateurs, as you'll see, they fish like pros. There's great action and down-to-the-wire excitement. Stay tuned. I'm Bob Cobb. The Bassmasters will be right back from Gadsden, Alabama, and All-America City.
Neely Henry Lake at Gadsden, Alabama, site of the 1992 Wrangler BASS Federation Championship, the biggest tournament in amateur bass fishing. 48 anglers are vying for 5 berths in the 1992 Bassmasters Classic, the World Championship of Bass Angling. The high overall angler here wins $15,000. These Bass Club anglers are the best of the best from 45 states and 3 foreign countries. 3 days from now, the top fishermen from each division, the Eastern, Northern, Southern, Central, and Western, will earn an invitation to the Classic, a dream come true this summer at Birmingham, Alabama. BASS Federation Director Don Corcoran explains.
The Bass Federation is a grassroots program that allows local club anglers to fulfill their life dream by competing in a series of tournaments that earns them a right to compete beside the world's best fishermen in the Bassmasters Classic.
Neely Henry Lake is an 11,000-acre Alabama Power Company reservoir on the Coosa River. It's one of the area's best-kept bass fishing secrets. Locals know there's a tremendous largemouth bass population, but the Coosa's best known for spotted bass. The daily tournament limit is 7, and each bass must measure at least 12 inches. The tournament starts off on a good note for 1991 Federation champ Ed Cowan of New York. This is the second year he's qualified for the championship. Ed confided he located good fish in practice, but today will depend on the generation of power from the dam upriver as to how he scores. Current plays a key role here. Kansas angler Ken Phillips is catching Coosa River bass this first morning. He's already voted 4. Alabama's Robert Roberts, fishing his second Federation championship, said he thought he could catch bass on a floating worm rig. So far, he's right. Weigh-in time. Pennsylvania's Jeff Miller comes to the scales.
You have all spotted bass? Every one of them spotted bass, Bob Cobb. All right, let's weigh them, folks, right now. Let's be real careful. Weight, 23 pounds, 9 ounces. Wow. Yeah. Man, you ought to be. Let's hold up to it. Folks, I want to tell you, these are incredible, incredible bass. Jeff Miller has here. These are all spotted bass, every one of them, right out of the old Coosa River.
Day 2 of the 1992 Wrangler BASS Federation Championship. Jeff Miller has a healthy 5-pound lead in the overall standings. What pattern is he fishing?
The fish along here seem like they're scattered, but every 3 or 4 places up along here, there's broken rock or something that's sticking out and up further than anything else, and you can feel it with a crankbait when you hit it. And normally every time you hit that, one jumps on it. It's almost, I mean, as soon as you feel it, you can pretty much know you're gonna, if you hit the piece of structure, you can usually catch a fish. It's just kind of hard to find it.
Downriver, Iowa's Vance Gordon in second place boated a 6-pounder earlier, but this one won't help. He's fishing crankbaits along stump rows off the river channel. Jeff Miller's honey hole up the Coosa River continues to produce. His bass are coming on crankbaits. He's working about a 100-yard stretch of chunk rock bank with underwater brush. And all the strikes so far have been spotted bass with better than average size.
It's a little better.
North Carolina's Larry Jacobs, fishing a small backwater creek off the main lake, is having a good morning. He's got a limit in the live well, caught on a buzzbait. With the sun up, Larry switched to a lizard. He was about 8 pounds behind yesterday's leader. Why did Jeff Miller decide to fish this area?
I fished here the first 2 practice days, and I could stop here and catch a fish. I mean, they were always good ones. So I have 2 spots like this. One's on down the river. And yesterday morning, I started down the river, and I caught a fish right away on a spinnerbait. And then I lost 2 or 3 fish, so I left there and came up here. And I made 1 pass the whole way up across here, didn't catch a fish on a spinnerbait, and went back and started up again with the crankbait, and that's when it started to happen, and I've been throwing a crankbait ever since.
Larry Jacobs' springtime lizard pattern is holding up. He's been catching and culling bass all morning. He's creeping up on the leader. Tennessee's Mike Beck, in 3rd place this morning, weighed in only 4 bass yesterday. He's already beaten that today. Mike is also fishing upriver with spinnerbaits and jigs. They're proving to be the right combination.
They make 6.
Jeff Miller, staying with his crankbait pattern, continues to catch spotted bass, although they're not the size they were yesterday. While every angler here is going for the gold, a top-place finish in their respective division will earn the coveted trip to the Classic and a chance to fish against the world's greatest bass fishermen. Back to Mike Beck. Retracing his riverbank pattern is paying off for this Southern Division angler. It's looking good so far.
I'm in here. That's a limit right there.
The Bassmasters will be right back from Gadsden, Alabama, the All-America City, and the Wrangler BASS Federation Championship. Don't go away.
Dog.
Larry Jacobs has found a good concentration of bass. What's he fishing?
You got this big flat creek in here. There's no water in it anywhere else except for this channel right here. So, you know, the creek's kind of isolated because of that cover up there. Any fish that's in here raises in here, and they're going to stay in here unless something extremely bad would have to run them out of this creek. So this is just, you know, they're just like a highway. This is where all the fish are using, and they're pulling up and feeding and then easing back out, and they're real fat. They're wanting to get on the bed, about to bust. And this water has warmed up. It's warmed up 4 or 5 degrees since yesterday. It's really coming on fast.
Mike Beck is hooked up with a huge bass. This one could make the difference if he lands it.
God, dog. Can't believe that fish come off on me.
Here's how it shakes out at today's weigh-in as Mike Beck comes to the scales.
3rd place yesterday was 17 pounds even, all right? Okay, here we go. From the state of Tennessee, Tullahoma. Weight today, 22 pounds, 10 ounces. Folks, let's give a rousing welcome and salute. What a tremendous job. Thank you.
The final round of the 1992 Wrangler BASS Federation Championship. The deciding day for 5 Bassmasters who will fish their dream at the Bassmasters Classic.
I don't think I want to try.
Jeff Miller, only 1 pound 8 ounces off the tournament lead, is having problems.
In the last 2 days, there's been so many fish caught off of this bank that there probably isn't that many left. And what are here probably aren't very willing to hit. The water's down a couple feet. So really nothing's right, in my mind, to make these fish bite. The last 2 days, by this time, I've had my limit. Today, I've got 1 fish, so.
But Larry Jacobs is having a different kind of morning. He's into it on buzzbaits.
That's a good one. Come on, baby. Hold on, baby. Hold on for me. Come on. Come on, baby. Oh, you mine. Some money.
And this tells the story so far today for Jeff Miller. But it's a different story for Larry Jacobs, who is only 2 pounds 1 ounce out of first. He's catching bass, big ones.
Okay, baby. God almighty. All right, that's what I've been looking for, baby. I was saving her for the day. We'll put her on this other side. Let's see. All my luck ain't bad. Whew. Thank you, Lord. I done seen another one boil right down there.
Maybe Jeff Miller's luck is improving. One consolation for him, however, is that he's 11 pounds out in front of his closest Eastern Division rival. His chance for a trip to the Classic looks good, if he can boat a few more bass.
That con.
Hey, look at this.
There she is. Come on, baby. Come on. Good fish. That's the kind I'm looking for. It's awesome. It is awesome. I love this Alabama fish.
The Bassmasters will be right back from the Wrangler BASS Federation Championship at Gadsden, Alabama. Don't go away. Today will decide it all in the 1992 Wrangler BASS Federation Championship. And Mike Beck, who had the lead, is having problems.
The reason my fish are so slow today, they have not been generating water. It's the current pulls these fish up on these banks. And so far, until now, I haven't had a fish off this bank. Next. Next, please.
He'd better hurry if he's going to earn a classic berth, because here's another Southern Division angler, Robert Roberts, who's having a great morning. He was only 4 pounds 4 ounces behind Mike. This Alabama angler knows how to catch big bass. He weighed in a 24-pound stringer yesterday. He's tough.
That's what, 2 hours for a bite.
Larry Jacobs has switched tactics. He's fishing a Texas-rigged lizard. Larry said that during pre-fishing here, he noticed a lot of green lizards along the banks. So he went home and dyed his lizards the same color. It seems to be working.
She's hooked good. Come on, baby. Ah, that'll help. They still here.
Another bass for Alabama's Robert Roberts. He's got a huge catch going. Roberts could be a big threat to win it all.
I honestly feel like Robert Roberts from Alabama is going to be the man to beat, because he's been on big fish ever since he's been down here, and he caught 24-pound stringer yesterday. He's got a lot of know-how on this type of river and stuff. He fishes a lot.
It looks as though Jeff Miller is still in the hunt, at least for his Eastern Division. He's fishing hard. And another bass for Robert Roberts. He's been culling for 2 hours and has more than 25 pounds in the live well. This Wrangler BASS Federation Championship is going right down to the wire.
Stop jumping.
At the final weigh-in, 4 divisional winners are quickly determined, but the championship is far from over. Jeff Miller decisively wins the Eastern Division with 51 pounds 5 ounces. And Kentucky's David O'Neill holds on in the Northern Division with 44 pounds 3 ounces. For the first time in Federation history, there's the need for a tiebreaker. In the Western Division, New Mexico's Danny Gill Jr. and Utah's Red Zilke tie with 35 pounds 10 ounces. The deciding factor is the angler with the most bass weighed in for 3 days. Zilke has the edge by 7 bass. And get this, in the Central Division, Arkansas's Robert Bearden and Mississippi's Wayne Parrish also tie with 37 pounds 5 ounces. By a 1-fish margin, Robert Bearden will represent his division at the Bassmasters Classic. And now the showdown for the hotly contested Southern Division and the Wrangler BASS Championship Trophy. First to weigh in, Larry Jacobs.
All right, here we go. Man, oh man.
I'm wondering about this.
You got to have 13-13 to take the lead. Well, that's no problem. That's good. We look into the money. This may be the biggest catch of the entire tournament, folks. All right, here we go. Watch the scale, folks. 26 pounds, 9 ounces. Mark it. 26 pounds and 9 ounces.
And now, Robert Roberts.
Big bunch of bass. Man, I tell you, Robert, this is adding a lot of years to my young life. I can tell you, you caught a lot of bass. That is a fine bunch of fish, I'm telling you. 7 bass, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Wait. 27 pounds, 3 ounces. That does not quite make it, Coker. What do you have to have, Bob? 28-13, he's got 27 pounds and 3 ounces, not quite. Robert, I'm so sorry for your sake, buddy. You've done a remarkable job.
I did all I could. I did all I could do.
The winner of the 1992 Wrangler BASS Federation Championship is North Carolina's Larry Jacobs, who's also classic bound.
There we go.
Right now, it's time for the Pros Pointer, the how-to section of the Bassmasters. Brought to you by Wrangler, the most comfortable jeans known to man.
Originally, a buzzbait was so good because it was different, but so many people use buzzbaits now that I think a lot of fish are used to seeing buzzbaits. So I just kind of do something different. I paint the blade white, and you use a zinc chromate primer on it. Then you go back over it with your polyurethane with a hardener in it. The hardener is what keeps the paint on the blade. I normally take the blades off. This blade here comes on a bigger buzzbait than this. This is a 3/8 ounce buzzbait. And I got a blade that comes on a 1/2 ounce bait. I take it off, put the bigger blade on the smaller bait, and then I take and have the blades painted with polyurethane paint. Okay. Which makes it white, which gives it a whole lot more white color in the water. Now, a lot of people say that color don't make any difference on a buzzbait, but I threw the buzzbait the first day of the tournament, a different color, and they wouldn't touch it. And then I got Old Faithful out here, and then it was it was on for the buzzbait fishing. And you can see this bait here was new when I started, and you can see there's no more paint left on the head of the buzzbait, but the blade still looks just like it did when I started.
The cream of the crop in amateur bass fishing. Don't be surprised if one of these Wrangler anglers shows up near the top in the Bassmaster Classic World Finals. The test for the best will be decided on this same Coosa River at Logan Martin, the next lake downstream. And you'll see how the Bass Federation anglers stack up with the pros right here next week in a special one-hour presentation of the Bassmasters. Our cameras will follow the action as the world's best bass anglers battle it out rod to rod. Be on board with us. For the Bassmasters, I'm Bob Cobb. See you next week from Birmingham, Alabama with the Bassmasters Classic.
The Bassmasters has been brought to you by Wrangler, the official jeans and shirts of the BASS Tournament Trail. Chevy Trucks. More people are winning with the heartbeat of America. Today's truck is